All good. Thank you. Alright, so we'll just be starting with just chatting. Right. And, just so you know, mic does pick up when you're chomping, so if you can, mute when you're doing that, yeah. Well, hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco and Moon are here, and today we will be getting back to a game that's actually, a bit of a sentimental one for us, because it's the game that we met on. It brought us together.
God, that is right.
Yep. So we played the demo of this game God knows how many years ago. Then we played Early Access, and now we are back to play the full game for you, in order to celebrate the fact that the sequel is back in the works. It was looking dicey there for a little while, but thankfully, they found the means to make it happen, and I am very excited about that. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to the stream.
That reminds me. So, you said you don't know how many years ago? It had to be 2017 or 2016.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to quickly go ahead, take a look at the upload date on Advo's channel. If it's still up.
Should still be. Well, actually, we can also do math on that, because Marco was 15 when that went up.
Oh god. No, I don't want to do it that way. That one makes me feel old. if my fingers will let me type it right on my phone. Let's see. There we go.
God.
Man, I forgot how much we did on that chat. Okay, so let's see. The first upload was, yep, 7 years ago. You got it.
Yeah.
Hello,
it helps to...
Marco. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming.
It helps to know how old Marco is.
Oh. How you doing today, Moon?
I am doing well if I would not drop my fucking utensils constantly. We had a good time at Pathfinder.
Oh, that was a good time. That was a nerve-wracking. My poor character nearly got squished as a rat.
Uh-huh.
Had to hide in a toilet.
Mm-hmm. Went on a secret mission to see if everything was cool.
You know, now that I think about it, I think the only thing that we really got out of that is knowing about that fey creature. Which, you know, will probably help in battle, but I was like, ah, oh, damn.
Yeah, the fey creature is a good thing to know about, because who knows what the hell that will do. Because, like, we knew about the ghouls. But, like, who knows how that thing is aspected?
Yeah.
What are we gonna kill it with?
Well, at least, yeah, Logos was able to recognize it, so we should definitely look into that thing as well.
At least he did not identify it as a lobster.
Good thing, otherwise we might have tried to eat it.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I thought that the thing was going to see the mouse and try to eat you. I was very scared. But apparently it clocked that you were too intelligent looking to be a mouse.
I'm just trying to imagine how it was that it clocked that. She's just a tiny little mouse. She doesn't have any expressions. Was she walking on? She was walking on two legs.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just you were walking like a human, literally. Except for the part where you were squeezing under doors.
Yeah, for this run through, we're going to be aiming for the true end. I got a walkthrough here that lets us know.
Oh, good.
We're gonna have to continue, or complete rather, a couple of arcs. Zuna's, Noxia's, and Artemis's. And then there is just a specific list of things that we need to do and prompt. So we'll finally be, you know, we'll be able to display just the whole world within here. But let's go ahead and switch over to the game and get started. Let me stream to you.
Just thinking about how in the ultra long ago, how the demo was so different also just from...
Oh yeah, I was just shocked at some of the differences. Okay.
The characterization of the blonde specifically is the one that sticks out most off the top of my head.
Anise?
I can't remember
I
her
believe
name.
is her name.
Yeah.
Alright. News story.
Ned Green. Betty Green. I suspect each and every one of them are in for some hard lessons.
I wouldn't be here. Now forgive me.
Not Megane.
Oh, not the Megane.
Go for it.
Jenna? Put this in front of my face rather than... Oh.
Is your daughter all right, Lady Majori?
I'm suddenly remembering how much I love her. Super wife material. She will be. Inform the matriarch that Jana will see her shortly.
The guard nodded. My lady? She walked away, leaving you and your mother alone in the grand entry hall of the castle.
You were having one of those dreams again, weren't you?
Yeah.
Sleeping while standing again. It's getting worse. At least you didn't talk in your sleep this time.
Any chance this is another long dream?
Maybe. Fortunately, your calculations tend to be accurate to a fault. So long dream or no, you'll never know until you wake up. But in case you are very much awake, keep your visions to yourself. It isn't to say to keep your head down too often and too long. People's lives won't revolve around you and your schedule. Seek out bonds if you don't want to be bored during your stay here. I fear your ailment will already make it easy for most to find out anyways. Careful.
I'll do my best. I'll decide who I entrust with this, not you.
I'm glad. Tears are being roped up by your government. By our government for Dodge knows what these days. Don't be among them.
Liz being universally loved remains one of your favorite things. I mean, it's hard not to. See, don't worry, I'll be careful. Just take care of yourselves, or anyone that tries to get in my way will pay. So, I mean, I recall last time when we were doing the early access version of this game, we went for an all-death run, so we were constantly being snarky.
Yes, we were being full bastard man.
Pretty much the only quote-unquote bad options that we avoided were the gross, creepy ones. So, you know, we'll be more sensible. We'll be more kind throughout this.
We'll be less inflammatory. God, that was funny.
Your mother gave a small nod. She didn't look like she would be smiling anytime soon.
Hold on a second. Stuck a piece of bread in my mouth at an inopportune time. I'll be just fine. Keep your head up, and you will, too. If you prove that you're worthy of Lady Zuna's inheritance, what you do next may very well be observed by history. Maybe in Zanaska now, but I, your two fathers, and the people of Jalil will be watching. Make your home island proud.
We apologize if we pronounce any of these things incorrectly. Feel free to correct us.
I'm also really just bad at doing words, so...
Jenna Zala, her life energy, will influence the direction of her story with every choice she makes. However, it may not always impact her smaller decisions. During such times, personality, stats, dialogue choices, and other actions from prior events will determine what she can or cannot do next. Some menu options may become unavailable. Decisions affecting major events in the story will remain open for the player to choose, regardless of your stats. Choices may decrease opposing stats. Example, kind choices reducing ruthless points. Okay, count on it, or I can't promise anything, but I'll keep your words in mind. Let's be confident.
And it's time you finally meet Matriarch Zuna, Salvant of Zanaska. Farewell.
Hug your mother or nod and take the same path as the guard. Let's give her a hug.
Aww.
I'll miss you, Mom.
I know. I'll miss you too.
Your mother's embrace was stiff, but it was not without love. That means a whole lot to me.
I know. You know I'm no good with this sort of thing.
Soon, dere. Thank you for indulging your daughter.
Go on now. You shouldn't keep her waiting.
You both pulled apart. You offered her a kind smile and a nod as you backed away and slowly turned to face the stairs. Xal is how you pronounce it, but as the names and pronunciations are randomly generated in your head, I do not expect anyone to nail them. Thank you.
Oh, so you've got the thing like me, where your brain's just like, yeah, that's probably how that should sound.
As you approached the stairs, you spotted the second new face.
I don't remember her at all. Huh. Oh, hi! You must be one of the apprentices. Met a few of you already. Interesting lot. Name's Piaxa.
Jenna, are you under Lady Zuna's employ?
Nothing like that. I'm just here to register my dragoon for use in Zanaskan skies. And have Lady Zuna find me flying around her island without permission. But I won't keep you. Places to go, right?
Well... choose your playstyle, streamer mode or explore mode. Huh.
Well, I would assume streamer mode does not utilize music that will proc copyright. But that's just my best guess. Please let me know otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably end up going with streamer or whatever the case, but I am curious. So where is... we'll chat out on the desktop as well, so I don't have to constantly be looking down at my phone.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Shortens the build-up by a lot. Well, we want build-up, so...
Yeah, we do. So we're going with explore mode.
Only MSQ or side quest. That is... I feel like that's appropriate a little bit.
Okay, for players who want to play the game as it was intended to be played, don't mind the more organic, slower pacing, and want to see everything the game has to offer without being rushed along. Okay. I actually do like to know as much as possible about a new environment.
I'm a mix of the two, depending on what's going on with my pets. But we can talk Dragoons some other time. Today is a rushing day. Maybe we'll see each other around sometime. Until then.
You watch the woman leave before looking ahead once more. The guard had already returned and was waiting for you at the top of the stairway. Are you ready? Lead the way.
Ooh, music. That's right.
As you followed
Wasn't there like not much music in the early access?
I can't recall anything standing out too much.
I don't remember tracks. I remember it being kind of quiet.
As you followed behind the guard, you began to notice that it was taking longer to reach Zuna's office than it had for the guard to return and retrieve you. How did you get... To the lobby so fast. Cute. So this will all be mine soon.
I think cute is the you're flirting with Liz.
What do you think?
Oh god, I don't know.
I guess anything other than the third option.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm curious about how she got back to the lobby so fast.
Sorry, my lady. I've been told to say very little to you and the other new apprentices. Well, fudge. The guard looked back in your direction, confused. Sorry, Earthling phrase I picked up during my travels. It's an odd planet. The guard looked forward. I see. He didn't seem interested in continuing your lively chat.
That's why you should have said fuck. that would have scared her more.
After another 2 minutes of walking, you finally reached a pair of closed double doors. I don't know, the unknown is always scary to me. It's like, oh, what was that? Once I'm done with you, horses won't be called horses anymore. And that is more fear-inducing than if someone just cussed you out.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because it's it's one of those mixed expressions where somebody's just fucking up talking. Like, oh,
99% of
over
the music
99
is made by you. And
Yeah.
awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
You know, what else was created by him?
Everything? Question mark.
The music for my little intro.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Hell yeah. That's so cool. It's a great intro song.
Mm-hmm. Lady Zuna Zavant is inside. She opened the right door and gestured. Please, head in.
Welcome to my establishment, child. Take a seat. We have much to discuss.
Swoon. Swoon!
Yeah,
Swoon!
literally. Oh, I forgot about the presence this character has. Oh. Memories. I don't think I can do her justice. Fuck. What's lonely. You may have to take her in the future when there's other characters, just because I think you do a better hot whammon voice. But I will do this for the scene. Tell me, Jenna, did you accept my invitation to become an apprentice of your own accord?
I mean, she's the path we're gonna have to do much first, so
Oh,
it's best that you take it.
Well,
Otherwise, I'll just be
all right.
yapping at myself.
yeah, but in two distinct, sexy whammon voices.
What do you mean? Yes or no? I'm not here by choice.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. It will be your own ambition that gets you through these next few months, especially if you plan to earn my seat. I want you to know that when I walk away from my title, I expect my heir to sustain, if not elevate, what I leave behind. Therefore, you will be competing against 5 other apprentices, so that I may determine who is most worthy. For the next 2 months, I will observe how you spend your time here in my castle. There is no schedule for you to adhere to whilst you stay here. I have no time nor intention of holding your hand. You may study, train, engage in your own hobbies, and continue pursuing your own social and political agendas. You may make use of my library, my combat trainer, and the instructors I have provided for you to study under. Do not harass my staff or waste their time, but you may speak with them if you feel their insight may enlighten you somehow. I may, however, choose to delegate some of my own tasks to you, and I expect you to perform them with the dignity befitting this title. All you need to know is that when I decide who the new matriarch will be, she will be the most qualified. You understand, child?
Yes. Oh, that was a timed option.
Oh, that was a timed thing. I forgot. Then you are dismissed, Liz.
The door opened up behind you. The guard who brought you here stepped inside.
Liz will guide you to your quarters. Your belongings will be sent to your room the moment the airship you were on clears them for delivery.
Zuna gently motioned her right, middle, and index finger in a gesture that told you she expected you to leave. It took several minutes for the guard, Liz, to lead you to your room. You used the time to process what Zuna just told you. You hadn't been sure what to expect in coming here. Zuna was never going to make a competition for her title some gaudy public spectacle, but somehow this seemed unusually cryptic, even for her. She expected you to prove yourself with your decisions, but she gave no inclination as to what decisions would lead her to choose you. Or not. Was Zuna a woman who favors strength or cleverness, ruthlessness or kindness? Or was she looking for something else altogether? You sensed that further investigation was in order. At last, you arrived at your room. The room didn't seem too far from the lobby and was connected to the hall leading to Zuna's office. Here we are, my lady. Thank you, I'll take it from here. Okay, so I have some questions. Any advice for me?
You pick. I can't.
I feel that if we asked either of these, she would just say what she said before, that, you know, she's not really allowed to talk. But we might as well
did
try.
say that you can talk to whomever, so...
Okay, well, let's go. I have some questions. I doubt I could answer them, but I'll do my best. Is Lady Zuna always to the point? What am I supposed to do now? I like this beautiful stoic woman thing you've got going on. Want to grab a meal sometime?
Such a mood. Is Lady Zuna always so to the point? Why? Do you have a problem with that? Don't answer. I have to report back to her. She eyed the hallway, clearly wanting to leave. But you're correct. Yes, he isn't one for games. Liz gave you a small nod and walked back down the hallway, leaving you to your new room. The airship ride to Zanaska had been a long one, and your eyes grew heavy. You found yourself wanting to enter the world of dreams. Get some sleep or explore the castle. Let's do some exploration. Maybe we can run into some of the others. You realize that you are not ready to sleep yet. Sleep brought visions, and for you, too many of them had a habit of coming true. Instead, you made your way back to the lobby of the castle. From here, you could find your way to almost anywhere.
Well, well. Seems I'm not the first one here.
Oh,
name's
yeah.
Marexa Morley. Jetta.
I'm curious. How did your meeting with Lady Zuna go? I hear she's quite the character. I suspect it went exactly how yours will go. I think it went well. I'm not telling you a damn thing. What do you think, Moon?
I think it went well. I can't, you know?
And then I'm liking my prospects. I don't mean this poorly, but if you made it through that meeting all right, then the rest of us will do just fine. In fact, I may do better. You know, setting the precedent. And I will try to take your words at face value. Thanks, love. Rixa looked up the stairs. Now, if you'll excuse me, it looks like it's my turn to meet the Queen. We'll meet again. For a moment, you watched as the guard led Rixa away from the lobby. Only when she was escorted out of sight did you turn your gaze away. She was not someone to be underestimated. However, now that she was gone, you were left to decide what to do next. You began to feel your fatigue growing heavier, threatening to overcome you.
Head to bed, maybe? I'm not sure.
The walk back to your bedroom passed by in a haze. Your feet carried you on instinct alone. As soon as you fell into your new bed, you fell asleep. You didn't even bother changing clothes. When you opened your eyes, you noticed you were in front of a church. You didn't quite understand how you got there. The situation felt familiar all the same. Only the wind and your own feet could be heard as you walked up its stairs and quietly stepped inside. Oh, okay.
Noise.
Only one person could be seen within. A woman. She was sitting at the front of the church, her arms stretched over the pew she rested on. Oh, we got a bit of vocals here.
I've been waiting for you, Jenna.
I know you.
No way. Please call me Mara.
How do we know each other? Mara patted the spot left of her 3 times.
You're going to want to sit down for this.
I remember her giving us a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Take her up on her
Sure.
offer.
She ain't done nothing to us yet.
In silence, Mara waited for you to sit down next to her, but kept her head fixated to the pulpit.
Churches in Xal. Just amused we gave such a small group of fools actual buildings to indulge their fever dreams.
Are you that rude towards Earth's religions as well? And what's it to you?
You get to pick. Nothing you need to worry about. what I did to your little gift should be what occupies that little head of yours.
What?
Short version, I know you can create memories like simulations to give you an edge over others. Or at least until now. From this point on, you won't be able to easily translate what your Xala experiences when it calculates future scenarios for you. Essentially, you now hold very little advantage over the average Zulian. Go ahead, have your Xala try and rewind time in your head. The beginning of this conversation. Change your projected outcome. I promise I'm one step ahead of you.
You wanted to tell her she was wrong, that you did exactly what she said you couldn't. The option to tell Mara she was wrong never came. Even though you felt like this conversation was familiar, you simply had no conscious memory of it. You could not truthfully say you could change the outcome, as you couldn't even remember what you were changing it from.
You might want to start getting used to that. You may find ways to subconsciously listen to your Xala and avoid trouble every now and then. Sure, times of easy circumventing the consequences of your actions are over.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm no human. I therefore cannot lie, and I can assure you I am far from mad. Don't worry, Jenna. Just behave, and you'll find very little to worry about. However, if you discover a loophole, know that I'll have no choice but to cut you down.
The world flashed around you, and when your eyes focused again, Mara was gone. When you opened your eyes, everything appeared normal. The fatigue had passed, and you felt like your usual self. You decided the best thing to do was get up and move forward. You opened your door and saw a woman leaning on the wall opposite of you. It seemed she was waiting for you to come out. Were you just standing out here all this time?
Well, I wasn't gonna, but then my thoughts wandered, you know? Name's Axe. Heard yours was Jenna. And don't worry, I wasn't here for that long.
Good, because that would have been weird. Did you need something?
I'm just here to tell you what happened while you were asleep. Some of us overheard the guard talking to her subordinates. As they were walking by, we caught wind that most of the academic and government buildings will permit us entry while we're considered apprentice matriarchs. Seemed like an important detail to let you in on.
Well, yes, that is important, thank you. But why were the guards talking about that in the first place? You and caring my weakness.
Suffering incarnate trying to make decisions in this game.
So far when it comes, like looking at the ones where the arcs we have to complete, it largely doesn't give like any specific things, just dispositions you should have. Like for right now, figure we can get Zuna's route, and it says flatter her and make your desire to know her very obvious, and don't be sexist. Don't do anything that could be considered foolish, like choosing every death option.
Oh, come on! Shouldn't she like killing us? Isn't she into that?
I remember there was one death where she kills you, and we accidentally missed it. And Jonathan told us, and then we're like, "Oh, we gotta rewind." And apparently at that time he stepped away.
That's so fucking funny.
I leave you alone for 1 minute.
Listen, It's important to be thorough. Especially when you're doing the only death run to ever be done in the game.
Uh,
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, thank you.
Ain't no problem. Nice meeting ya. Hope we cross paths soon. Well, in a good way. And I guess it's kind of obvious we'll be seeing each other soon. I should probably exit this conversation before I fuck it up.
Hey,
God,
neither.
how many times have I had that feeling?
Yeah, the sensation of I need to leave.
Bye-bye.
She left at a leisurely pace. You decided it was time to depart as well. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's good to know.
Right.
The rest of the cycle still remained, but not much had been revealed on what action to take and how. All there was to do was explore and find out. Explore the castle more. Zuna's castle still had an overwhelming number of rooms to discover, so you turned back to explore it more. However, you had no idea where you would go from here. That was until two large doors standing open, wide and inviting, revealed the next notable room.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! This is the thing that we had to turn away from!
Standing
Yay!
by one of the nearest bookshelves was a woman who wasted no time eyeing you as you came in.
Oh, hey.
You!
Surprised to find that I'm quite real.
What are you doing? Keeping tabs?
Why? Is Xala not telling you?
You looked around to make sure no one else was there. You don't have to do all this. I can still get a sense of what my Xala wants.
Maybe, but I prefer you having more limited options like the rest of the world.
I'm not even being shitty with my abilities. Why do you care so much?
I thought I made it clear I wasn't going to answer most of your questions. Just behave yourself, and I'll be but a distant memory.
With a brief, chuckling grin, Mara walked past you and out of the library.
Find a book to read! That was the one I wanted so bad, but it was like, oh, sorry, that's in the full version of the game. It was like, no!
You sighed and decided to look for a good book to read. It wasn't long before you realized many of Lady Zuna's books dealt with the art of fighting, murder, and law. All the same, you felt what you did read helped you understand fighting a little better. I'm sorry to disturb you, Lady Jenna. You're good. I was just about to leave. What is it? Lady Zuna requests you join Lady Velvet in delivering a letter to Matriarch Vina. She's only a few hours away from Zanaska.
Velvet!
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 I'm betting she didn't provide any reason either. Well, I'd best get to it. Are we taking airship or dragoon? Airship. I believe Lady Zuna wants you all to personally tame a beast of your own before she considers travel by wings. Fair enough. Lead the way. You finally arrive at the airship docking station. A woman who you presume to be Velvet was already there, waiting to board. She waved at you, in just a small motion with her hand. A light blue hieroglyphic appeared on the ground, yards away from the waiting airship. Velvet was first to step onto it, vanishing moments after. You followed behind, and in no time at all, you were inside the airship lobby. As you walked towards one of the nearest chairs, you saw Velvet take a letter from a flight attendant. so cute.
Velvet! And here's the letter.
All right, let's go meet this Vina. You two sat down across from one another.
So, any ideas?
Afraid not. Feel free to open the seal and read the letter for me, though. Let's ask Lady Zuna when to return. And you thought I cared about talking with you, how?
Marco, moon status frothing. Oh, goodness.
I don't know, I kind of don't like that this is like, read the
No, I
letter
don't
for
either.
me.
Yeah,
But I'm
let's
curious
ask
about the
Zuna.
letter.
I'm so curious about the letter, but yeah. I just might, yeah. I suppose it depends on what kind of person Vina is like.
Well, actually, let's take a look at our stats. So we got kindness and inquisitiveness. Alright. I'd like to see if we can raise that confidence.
Yeah.
So, if she's shitty, you're going to ask Lady Zuna about her.
Well, if she's that bad, I just might have to do something about it then and there.
Oh, Velvet. We all
Oh,
know how
Velvet.
that usually ends.
Yeah. Oh, Velvet. You are so not built for that.
Oh, what? Follow-up question. You're not going to do anything rash if Vina is less than stellar individual, are you?
Probably.
Facepalm. Survival instincts, do you have them?
Yeah, that one. I'm a work in progress.
The fact you're laughing about it, though.
Oh.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Fear!
Fear!
Talking about something interesting. That's the vibe I feel overhearing you two. My apologies.
The woman took her seat across from the two of you.
The name is Zaname. It's an insufferably boring trip if you're flying alone, so I'm hoping you two won't mind keeping me company for a few minutes.
It's no trouble, right, Velvet? Piss off. Depends if you have something useful to contribute. We don't yet know what she's about, so I wouldn't go on the defensive.
No. It's no trouble, right? You know, diplomatic kind of vibe.
Or Jenna doesn't yet.
Yeah. Yeah! It can't hurt. Where are you headed?
Ramastra, I have a friend waiting for me there.
Oh, be careful. I think that's Zufo territory.
Should I know about them?
A dangerous family protected and run by a matriarch. I hear they're very liberal about who they kill and why.
Not a very patient family. Well, that's terrifying. I like their style. Not a very patient family.
Yeah.
Some would say they're not very understanding at all, but I'm confident I'll be alright.
Why, your last name isn't Zufo, is it?
Nothing like that. My last name is Leovet. No legacy of note, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's fine. Family history certainly isn't everything.
Indeed it isn't. But I would like the name Leovet to mean something to the citizens of Xal in the sometime future.
Oh, may I ask why? It's not like it changes your value as a person.
I beg to differ.
My brain just went, then beg. Because of that stupid Tumblr post. How though? No one... no one life is more important than another.
Ah, but they are. Zillion value. Human value. It's all quite romanticized, isn't it? Tell a person they're inferior and they'll protest, because we as a species place inherent value on both ourselves and what we can give to the world. It's only natural. But what's natural isn't always right. It doesn't define the truth. For example, if all lives are truly equal, why do we take freedom away from criminals?
Maybe because they're criminals? People lost their... people that lost their right to harm the innocent?
So would it be fair to say that there's already a bit of gray in your otherwise staunch beliefs?
You can't mention exceptions and think that contradicts the point.
That would be dull, yes. I'm not focusing on whether your rejection of such outliers is wrong or right. I mean, it is wrong, to be sure, but such semantics are for bores. What I'm suggesting is that there's already a precedent you yourself agree with on some level. You notice Velvet
Are we on Reddit?
I think so. You notice Velvet start clenching her fist. Saname took notice of it, but quickly refocused her eyes on Velvet. Are you done trying to find a valid counter-argument? How about now?
Go to hell? It's better than being a haughty piece of trash. It almost sounds like you would kill someone you thought was beneath you.
That would be a silly use of one's time. Now, ask me to put down a drain on society to save someone actively elevating it. Stay silent, and who are you to decide which of us is worth more than the other? You can go straight to hell. But you're basing your entire belief on how you perceive reality. The universe itself supports no such truth.
Damn. Animorphs. This is very interesting, like, byline, because, like, what she's talking about implies people who are not in a position of power, so they're a quote-unquote waste. Whereas, or at least that's the implications. Maybe she's
I think it's
talking
also
around the, like, yeah.
I think it's also that people, they don't even necessarily have to be a drain, but if they can't contribute, they also aren't worth it.
Yeah, which is
Ew.
culturally fucked.
Yeah.
Culturally fucked. And cuts into, like, also, like, the topic of eugenics.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. And it's like, go fuck yourself, but also, do I want to get into a knockdown dragout fight on reddit.com?
Gosh, there have been times when I've seen someone say something and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can. I'm even gonna be civil, but then I just think about it and I'm like, it's not even worth my energy.
No, because you know that the person's going to enter into a bad faith argument overall, and you
100%.
know that they're living on the internet for that kind of bad faith activity. So it's so different, especially when you're in person. Also, I don't know. I feel like the fourth one is a good idea, but I wish Glass Her was on screen right now.
Oh, it's right here. Let's pick it.
Yeah! Yay!
All right, let's go.
I just remembered that as I was thinking about all of the solutions.
I suppose we could go that route. Yes, we could very well say that because we're not the creators of the universe, neither of us could determine what the many truths of this world are. It would be a stalemate, and you would preserve your worldview. But this chaotic reality supports my thoughts far more than they support a world where everyone was equal. It's mathematically improbable, laughable even, to entertain the notion that despite everyone's experiences and choices, any one person is just as worth protecting as anyone else. Velvet growled and stood up.
You're the type of asshole who would compare the merits of a grown woman to a child, aren't you?
If I had to choose which one of them lives or dies, then yes.
Okay. Yep! Here she goes!
Before anyone could tell her otherwise, Velvet, without reservation, threw a punch straight at the bridge of Zaname's nose.
Oh, Velvet.
Careful.
How?
Velvet's hand had stopped a few inches in front of Zaname's face, and was now embedded in the wall of pink, translucent Xala surrounding her. Frustrated. I noticed you were getting agitated, so I prepped my Xala for whatever you were going to throw at me. I was expecting an elemental spell, but let me just say, I can respect a woman willing to go fist first into a situation.
Your damn shield.
I think not. It was only meant to deflect the blow. I didn't take you as someone strong enough to get your fist stuck inside. All the same, I'm not looking a gift ragoon in its mouth. Let her go before I beat the hell out of you. Yeah, I'm not helping you out of this, Velvet. If Velvet promises not to attack, will you let her go?
So 2 inflammatory responses in either direction, well, 2 different directions, rather. And 1 that is neutral diplomatic kind of shitty.
I'm trying to think what we picked last time. It was probably one of the top 2, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like we got up in arms about Velvet because we were also looking to die. So, I guess it's if Velvet promises.
How about it, Velvet? I see no reason to exhaust our Xala any further if you don't.
Whatever.
Good call.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, so that was the shield going down. Scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, she's fucking shooting! Ah, get down!
Zaname's shield combusted into small, sparkling dust particles that snuffed themselves out before hitting the ground. After a moment's pause, Velvet backed away to her former seat.
Actually, I think what happened in the one that we did is that Velvet's hand was broken.
Huh.
I swear her hand got hurt in such a way where we had to, like, take care of her, like, get her to a doctor after we got back.
Man, I really should have gone and rewatched. I'll probably do that before next stream.
It'll be a fun surprise!
You look absolutely devastated. I wouldn't put that much stock in my words. Or your inability to harm me. Chances are we'll never see each other again, so try and think of this as a learning experience.
Say what you want. I'm one of Lady Zuna's apprentices, and if I inherit her title, you can bet that I'll have laws preventing you from sacrificing the innocent for the greater good. Velvet!
Velvet?
What?
Don't put a target on your head for no reason!
Fledgling matriarchs. I see now. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that, Velvet. I would hate to see progress throttled in such a way. Hello, gentlemen and ladies. We will soon be arriving at Ramastra. Our next stop after that will be Hickory Island. If you are departing, please make sure you have all of your belongings and prepare to depart via XT device. It will look identical to the hieroglyphic you used to board earlier. We will be arriving at Hickory Island in less than 45 minutes. Thank you for riding Zamori Island Airlines. Well, looks like that's my cue. It was a pleasure talking to you two. May your lives be fulfilling. Velvet looked at her hand. The cuts and blood had vanished entirely.
Damn that woman. Do you ever read about, or just straight up read, the ones who walk away from Omelos?
No.
Okay. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it I read the gist of it after a literary video, and it was like Omelos feels like it could possibly be in Xal in the future if that person got a hold of stuff.
Oh dear. Is it a short
Yeah.
story or what is
I
it?
believe it's a short story. It's by Ursula Le Guin, so that might
Oh, isn't that who?
yeah, she's written a lot of really good and interesting things. I want to send you the Wikipedia, but that gives the byline of the story away immediately. So, like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna send you the cover of the book, and that way you can look up if you can find it to read.
Okay, let's see. Oh, that looks familiar. I definitely haven't read it, but that does look
You
familiar.
might have watched the same video that I did. It's a fantastic concept for horror.
Okay, I will put a pin on that. Despite the journey to Hickory being more stressful than intended, the duration of the trip was calm, and visiting the matriarch Vina was almost disappointingly mundane. The letter only asked if Zuna could buy some dragoons for you and the other apprentices. Vina was more than willing to tell you two said details without being prompted. The ride back to Zanaska was a quiet one. After you and Velvet parted ways, you began heading back to your room, feeling the urge to sleep returning. But you stopped when someone familiar crossed your path. Jenna. How did it go with Lady Zuna? Rudimentary. I suppose I overthought the meeting. I'm sure you're not the only one. I just got back and was heading for bed. What brings you to the lobby? Learning my surroundings. I never want to be asked to go somewhere and not know how to get there, you know? How did your trip go? Smoothly, if you ignore the woman we met on the way to Hickory. In our line of work, it's best to ignore the small fry. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't leave her alone for too long, honestly. Ignoring you would be rude, though.
That's eyelashes, Ed.
I think wasn't she the only one that was like straight, and we were all like, "Come on."
I don't remember if she was straight. What I remember is that she's a very serious person, and that may have been the why of it. If she's not straight. I can't remember anyone in this fucking game being super straight though, except for the war criminal lady who definitely abuses men. That was super hot, and I got so fucking mad when she was a fucking abusing war
we
criminal.
were like so swooning over her, and then that came out, and we were like, "Oh!"
And we're like, "Oh, I'm killing you with hammers, lady." Yeah. Disgusting.
Well, let's see. Maybe she'll tell us. I bet you think you're clever. You do well to learn proper manners. This world isn't made for fools.
Why is she still talking?
What?
Oh no, I think we've done something mean.
Oh, bother. Okay, I think I misinterpreted what that meant.
Yeah, me too. I'm confused. I thought it was flirting. Darn it.
Okay, she's gone.
Marix is the sole straight one, a situation I apologize for consistently. We can dream. This is just like in Valhalla, where
Alma!
yeah, full volume
I
Coco
drank
scream.
I drank so much learning she was straight.
Yeah, we were all like, how she just needs to have a good time with a lady somewhere. I just feel in my bones that she's not as straight as she thinks she is. Oh god. Beautiful lady, why did you say you were straight? Marco said Marco goes, I
mean, yeah, we can if we want to.
Yeah, we can. I feel like we didn't okay, here's
let
the
me
question.
let me reread this, because maybe I Really, if you ignore the woman we met on the way to Hickory in our line of work, it's best to ignore the small fry. Okay, yeah. That I didn't read that clearly enough, and I interpreted. Okay. No, that does make sense.
Oh, it's implying that she's a small fry.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
sorry,
was on me.
I'm gay and my brain put a flirtatious spin on it. So
I'm just like staring at her like, oh, you have such beautiful hair.
Yeah, beautiful hair, gorgeous fucking everything. Ma'am.
God, we're embodying the definition of useless lesbian.
Yeah, for real though. So fucking real. That's why this game is troublesome for us. Pretty lady. I guess we just say, yeah, you're right. Or maybe I wouldn't leave her alone for too long.
Yeah.
Politically, she's kind of spooky.
Yeah. Really? You'll have to tell me about her sometime. I'm a bit antsy at the moment, trying to learn the castle has proven exciting but taxing.
Marco's making fun of me. Moonstad's brain cells are starting to activate. Scott came over and like jiggled me around.
So you won't be staying to chat? Thank you for understanding, but I meant what I said. Do tell me about your encounter soon. Well, farewell.
After Marixa walked away, you decided it was best to head for bed before the drowsiness became worse. Just as you entered your room and started walking towards the bed, you heard footsteps in the hallway, passing by your door. Axay heard your door open right away and spun around.
That was you.
Yo.
There you go.
Isn't it kind of late to be walking about? It's never late when it's me. We've got 168 hours to spend per day, and my body decided not to waste them. I mean, hey, don't humans have quicker cycles? Maybe my entire clock is synced up with Earth's 24-hour days.
Naxay was last seen falling down the stairs because she was too tired. Silly ploof, get some sleep soon. You do you. Want to come to my room then? Maybe you'll get some sleep if you have company. Oh, we're not confident enough.
I'm that fucking meme of the emoji screaming with his hands up, like,
and disintegrating.
Yes, exactly. The disintegrating version, especially. We could tease her with the ploof.
Yeah.
I don't know what a ploof is,
I
but
was just gonna say, what if it's a slur?
Oh my god.
I don't think it is, but
No, that would be really stupid if that was a slur.
I know. I'm sure it's not, but it's just like
No, but I was just thinking
after
of all of
misinterpreting the
words.
last one, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Well,
we're
we can
gonna
always
fuck-
rewind.
Nope. All right, maybe. Sometimes I don't know if I want sleep or not. That's why I'm out and about right now. Comes out, a castle is a good place for it. I see. Just when your lips move to say something else, you felt your fatigue worsening just thinking about prolonging the conversation. Your son's reading you.
He's being mean. I'm just a little guy, disintegrates. I just want to be gay.
Oh, bother. Whoa, looks like the bed just summoned you. Maybe you should get some sleep first. I'll let you off easy this time. Just try to get some sleep soon. I make no promises, but at least I'll consider it if you get your own ass in bed. You know what? I'll take that. Later, Axe. See ya. You watched her place her hands in her pockets and stroll off without looking back. There was nothing left to do but head to your bed.
God, everyone's dressed so fucking cool in this goddamn game.
Mm-hmm. At long last, you were able to lie down. Daylight did not deter your urge to close your eyes and drift off to sleep.
Mood. Omniac life.
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lakewood?
Oh my god, you're right. Actually. Isn't this like a...
I was wondering when you'd show up.
Ah.
Were you impressed by any of them?
They're green. Very green. I suspect each and every one of them are in for some hard lessons.
And what of you? Will you be ready?
Old woman Yowie. And Yuri.
The knocking woke you up from your vision. Oh, we've got a little
Oh yeah.
time. Cool.
You there?
I mean, physically.
Good, get ready. You're training this cycle.
What? Oh no, I'm not. Okay. I'll be right there.
Good, meet the others at the dock. Leave from my farm in 15 minutes. Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she wasn't that bad.
Yeah, she seemed like a hard at first, but you know, she did call out the sexist asshole on her sexism.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It appeared a good portion of your cycle had just been claimed. Training, huh? With a sigh, you forced yourself out of bed and made your way to the lobby. As you walked down the hallway, it didn't take long before you noticed a conversation going on a few yards away. Liz was facing away from you, looking directly into the eyes of the other. Afraid so, Lady Clanice. I would not defy the woman were I in your shoes.
I see. As you were.
Liz nodded her head. Lady Clanice? Liz walked past Clanice, neither one bothering to look at the other as she did.
Because of this one Final Fantasy YouTube video maker, every time I see a white girl anymore, my brain goes, "White woman." Seeing Clanice made my brain go, "White woman."
So when you look at the mirror, you say that?
Exactly. Except for I'm not a woman, but you know, it happens. I see myself in the mirror with my hair down. White woman. White woman jump scare.
Why, Amby?
What, Amby? Wenby. It's a Wenby in the mirror.
Wemby
No.
go.
Oh, no! Even worse. Me when I have had no sleep. Lady Zuna Zalvant of Zanaska. Whatever are you playing at?
Footsteps from behind you caught you both by surprise. The
Uh-oh.
individual nodded his head as he walked by you. Lady Yenna? Without breaking a stride, he did the same to Clanice. Lady Clanice. Clanice moved her head towards him ever so slightly, her interest seeming to fade as soon as it had arrived. He looked back at you.
Training. What bother? My time would be better spent elsewhere, yet here I, or rather we, stand, indulging the whims of some teacher we weren't even privileged to know the name of. Rubbish. Need a
Need a-
hug.
Could be worse. An
Uh-huh.
Easterner complaining. Gonna be hard to act surprised. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking funny.
Fuck, you're hot when you speak.
It could be worse. Now there's a claim as true as it is unhelpful. Worry not, I won't take your words poorly. I just assumed that yes, of course, things could always be worse.
Fair response.
Come, let's put this conversation behind us and get things over and done with. We dare not be late.
When you reached the lobby, you saw Zuna standing in the room, watching the other apprentices walking out to the airship docking station. After watching you and Clanice leave the castle, she walked out shortly after, with Liz closing the doors behind you all. It took no time at all for you all to teleport into the airship and begin the flight to the farm.
I'm gonna go down on the farm, go fucking, tip
Get her-
some cows. What were you gonna say?
What was I going to say? Oh, I'm gonna
Well, you
get our
started with-
asses kicked.
Yes, yes. So you're telling me that after she hammered on all our doors and woke us up, very rudely at that, she had the damn nerve to leave on Dragoon?
You looked over at Zuna, who was standing in front of the window with her hands interlocked behind her back, watching the clouds go by. She was a ways away, but there was a chance she could hear the conversation clearly enough. I suppose she has her reasons.
Yeah, huh? The moment she starts this training of hers, I'm gonna deck her in the schnoz. Oh, Velvet, that's gonna go real well for you. Oh, yes! I don't think that's a real word. Sorry, I should introduce myself. Noxia Vexis. Nice to meet you. I'm Velvet. Why didn't I see you earlier? I was preoccupied with some preliminary work.
Let me know if you need a guide around the castle. I spent the majority of the cycle getting to know the place, so you'd be in good hands.
I really hope you got some sleep. Fighting will be hell for you otherwise.
I got a little bit.
2 hours.
10 minutes.
Been there, done that.
Please tell me we have a healer on board.
I know some healing spells. Doubt we'll be having much fun if I end up needing to use them.
Speaking of, why don't you join us, Clanice?
Clanice was sitting close by, and although it seemed she was paying attention, nothing about her demeanor suggested she was thinking of joining the conversation.
Synonymy. Like that face?
Yeah.
Synonymy. scarce fun to be had indulging a physical placement test. Aw, just try to think of it as a way to show off what you've got. I rather would impress those who judge by wisdom, not strength. Words I can get behind. I'm not cut out for fighting either. And there's no shame in that. Really, the implication that becoming brutes is a mark of good leadership is, well, unfortunate to say the least. I suppose I'll just have to add that to the list of things working against me. So, now that you vaguely bring it up, and at the risk of sounding awkward, I gotta say, this is the first time meeting and speaking with a gal from the East. Assuming that golden brown skin means you are, of course. I was also kind of basing that assumption on your speech pattern. Sorry if I offended you. Oh, Velvet. A little strange, but no true harm done. After all, it isn't like you described me as, well, something I am not. You'll find too many Easterners all too familiar with such plights and slights. But do tell me the rest of you are bringing some combat experience into this silly little event.
Nah, I've been through my fair share.
And what of our lawyer? Dipped your toes in a bit of bloodshed on your way to the top?
Now, why would I tell?
We've arrived.
Everyone fell silent the instant they heard Zuna's voice.
Me too, gang.
Zuna motioned her head, and everyone immediately knew what it meant. Get off my airship!
Mood.
One by one, each of you teleported to the ground below, Zuna included. No one seemed sure of what to expect.
You want to take that one?
I mean, I imagine this was the teacher at the door.
Okay. Oh, right, yeah. Listen here, you sorry sight of scrawny schoolgirls. This was a lot of S's. My name's Yaxada. Let's make one thing clear this cycle. You may call me by name. You can call me tough, an ass, bastard, piece of shit, insane, a monster, whatever you need to say to make this fresh slice of hell a little more manageable. Lanice is unimpressed. But while you're on this island, you will not fight to kill, and you most certainly will not take your frustration out on my dragoons. To even come close to beating me will be a miracle for you low-level meat shields, but the only way to officially graduate from these training grounds will to be better yourselves from the sorry state that is your present existence. Rick says, like, fuck this. You may, of course, refuse to come back after this cycle, but I will be reporting your progress to the matriarch. Take that as you will.
So all I have to do is come here beating you the sick when I'm done? Nod your head and
You have
stay
no
quiet.
confidence.
We need to flirt more. I don't know,
We
maybe...
do.
Do we always have to come here together?
No, my entire job is about whipping you all up into capable fighters. That means you can come anytime during the waking hours, be it with a group or alone. Now, show me what you you brittle bunch of bastards are capable of. Ha! About time, because you're pissing me off.
Oh, I like this. Very...
This is really good.
With Zuna watching from behind, Velvet was first to charge for Yaxada.
Hey, don't just... Oh, she's dead.
Lanisa's shouting distracted you from seeing how Velvet ended up crashing right in front of the group again. Tumbling, even.
That... Don't just do that.
As Velvet picked herself back up, Noxia sighed.
Flirting is a confidence booster, apparently. Obviously, her boasts are not without merit. Please consider your actions more carefully. This ain't a turn-based dance, girls. Get over here and do your worst. Make me come over there and you'll regret it.
Ah, shit, she's legit.
I may have a plan if y'all care to indulge it.
Despite Cleanish's plan to utilize everyone's strengths in unison, everyone found themselves kissing dirt. Mwah. And without any effort from Yaxada. Not a single drop of sweat could be seen on her. Before long, the training session was over, and there was only one thing left to do.
Don't beat yourself up over it. The plan was sound, conceptually anyway. You all just lacked the strength to execute it. Some of you lacked the Xala needed to be helpful at all. You'll have plenty of opportunities to try this again. You make sure you learn something every time, understood? This world is filled with dangers and terrors, and every last one of you are ripe for the slaughter. Ensure that doesn't happen.
Yaxada left for the hieroglyphic before being teleported back to her farm. The airship began moving towards the castle shortly after.
I knew I was ill-prepared to fight, but to this degree... At least you have an excuse.
Well, shit happens, so they say. I'm so tired.
However, I suppose you would have had no trouble contending with Yaxada, Lady Zuna.
Zuna had been standing over by a window, looking at nothing in particular, with her hands behind her back. The matriarch moved her head to look at all of you with an ambiguous demeanor.
No.
She turned her attention back to the clouds.
No trouble at all.
Nothing else was said during the trip back to the castle. Geez, I had plans to figure out a schedule for myself, but that might not be so bad after all.
My Xala is spent. I feel we've all become stronger for it, but at what cost? Still, that Lady Zuna... I do believe she views me as ill-prepared. No matter, I'll know of my worth soon enough. Investigations will have to resume next cycle. I crave my pet's loving embrace.
Me every day.
Me all the time. Oh, how do you feel about a partner in the sleep department? Same. I may. It's complicated, but basically, not right now. I'm sorry. I must be incredibly confused. It must be incredibly confusing at the moment. I'll just be out of your hair. Did we just fumble her?
I don't know.
No, it's a confidence point. We didn't fumble. Yeah.
That was weird. That was definitely weird, right? I mean, she seemed receptive at first. Just seems that she's got something going on.
Yeah.
A little. I might ask about that later.
Ha!
So do you want to share a bed with me?
Yeah, go for it. Hit it.
Oh, I'm afraid she's gonna be
Let
like,
the gradient
what, am I
explode."
sloppy seconds?
Actually, seems like she'd be down to clown around.
Depends on your intentions.
Cuddling, oh, you know, some kissing here, some tongue there. Oh, there's a list, and at the very bottom is written all of the above. You know, just sharing a bed, nothing physical.
Bat's eyelashes. God, so much temptation.
Let's go for the middle
cuddle.
one. Oh, cuddling?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, Coco, you got confidence. Let's go.
And that, my friend, was the right answer.
Let's go.
Let's get going. You and Axe walk back to your room where the both of you stayed for the rest of the sleep cycle.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
You opened your eyes, but you still felt overwhelmed from the training. The urge to sleep nearly dragged you back into the land of dreams.
You are only asleep for about an hour, in case you were wondering.
What about you?
0 sleep. All coffee.
Axe hardly seemed awake herself. So what are we anyways, Jenna? I'm down for whatever, but it'd be cool to know. We're dating, hello hot new girlfriend, humans call it fuck buddies, or friends with benefits. We're that. Let me think about it. Would this, like...
Coco status, the Rizzler is what Marco said.
Would this bar us completely from Zuna's route, or is poly a thing here? I think poly is a thing? Question
I thought
mark?
Polly was... yeah, but maybe I'm misremembering.
'Cause I feel like you can probably do all of them in one?
I feel like that was a thing. Especially since your mom... like, I swear Polly was a normalized thing because, well, one, aside from the fact that your mother was like,
Two
me
dads.
and your 2 dads.
Yeah.
But like, also just there's like harems basically. I don't know how it is between women, but men and women seem to have at least enforced polyamory. It sounds ominous as fuck. Poly is a leading thing. Okay.
Awesome. Sure. I like her. She's charming.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Axe's serene tone was the product of sleep catching up with her. Seconds later, her breathing changed and it was clear she had dozed off. So we might be able to also do Artemis's, but I think we might have missed out on a flag for Noxia's arc. Let me look at this real quick. Okay, yeah, I think we missed one thing for Noxia. Let's see, Artemis.
We're gonna date my cat. He is very fluffy and handsome. He likes to snuggle.
You smiled and made sure to do the same. And you are?
Does it matter? Oh yeah!
Now don't be rude. If I ask you a question, you should answer appropriately.
You'll have to excuse me for lacking the motivation to do so.
Then leave me. I will not indulge a man who can't even smile for me. Oh, I forgot about that part of you.
Yeah, you should smile more.
The man
This sucks.
inhaled through his
so
teeth.
hard. As you wish.
He gave a half bow as he backed away with flippant rebelliousness. I shouldn't have even bothered with that one.
Hey there, sleepy lady. Sorry, that startled me. You look like you were dreaming pretty hard there. You could say that, but why are you out of bed already? Catch me always getting out of bed early. Got a lot to think about, and pacing around helps with that. Put a bookmark on that. I need to find Marixa. Want to share some of those thoughts. I'll leave you to it. Want to share some?
Thoughts.
Hmm?
You all right there?
You're not smiling. That's new.
Uh-oh, Miel.
Sorry, I guess my guard dropped there for a second. I didn't mean to say guard. I'm not really... I don't know. It's complicated. Sit up on your bed and pat the spot next to you, beside you. Need some time alone? You know you're cute, but I can't with the whole vagueness act. Axay walked over to your bed and sat by you. Thing is, I don't really know what's wrong. I just feel emotionally numb all over. I can laugh, sleep, eat, and even talk with others just fine. For the most part, at least. But in the pit of my stomach, I can't help but feel that something is wrong or off. I don't know why, and I don't know how to make it stop. But it's been like this for almost as long as I can remember.
Oh, honey, you got depression like hell.
Some cycles I feel fine, but others it's like I can't feel a damn thing. I want to write it off as a mere phase, maybe even something I can live with. But it's fucking with my ability to care about others. If something happens to someone here, I don't know if I'd feel anything for them. I mean, you're all strangers to me, but I should at least empathize with people, right? Hell, you're the only damn woman in the castle I can consider a friend at the moment. And I don't know if I'd mourn or shrug if you died. What did your doctor say about it? First off, know that this isn't your fault. Bottom?
Yeah.
I mean it. You didn't ask for your Xala to do this to you. I know all about how unfair Xala can be. But you know what? You have someone willing to help you through this right here. You hang in there, you're bound to defeat this in due time. Top?
Yeah.
You mean that? Can't lie. You're too good for me. I don't think I'd lift a finger to help you. I figured. But if your Xala was in a place you are happy with, you'd do the same in my shoes, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think so. The two of you spoke a little longer. Some light-hearted topics and slight dips into the heavier ones. I don't want to cut this short, but I'm really hungry now, actually. I'll come back when I just need to unload on you again. Okay, later. After Axay left, you put on your work clothes and left the room. You walked towards the lobby where you could directly reach most of the other locations you knew about.
You know, you don't make my life much easier when you can only indulge one woman at a time.
I think this is,
Probably
the guy
the
with the
flip side.
glasses?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's two different ones, actually. Which one do you want to take?
I'll take... Really, Zobi? What are we going to do with you? Keep this up and Zuna will just replace you. Probably with Fernel. Now there's a fine man.
I doubt Lady Zuna would allow an Earthling to replace me just yet, Zaris.
Oh, too bad optimism isn't a currency. You'd be the most profitable by far.
Are we done here?
Increase your profit margin, Zobi boy. There's a limit to how much slack I'm willing to pick up for you. Am I interrupting something? Both men turned their attention to you with a sort of gentility you were ill-prepared for. It was almost as if they weren't just in the middle of a heated discussion. My lady. Jenna. The name's Jenna. With his right hand over his chest, Zaris gave a small bow. Lady Jenna. Without breaking stride, he walked right past you towards the area you had come from. You had to turn completely around to see him as he left the room. We'll run into each other again. In the meantime, I've a business to help run. I'll let that pass. Let him do his job.
Not. Yeah.
After Zaris left, you stood in the lobby with a remaining man named Zobi. Turn back around to Zobi. So Zobi, was it? Oh, he's got style. Stay silent and leave the lobby. Talk to him?
Yeah, sure. Ah, yes, I must apologize for troubling you with that scene, Lady Jenna. It can be quite difficult, even more so now that he's helping manage the brothel.
I didn't know there was a brothel here. Is he just like that with you or with everyone else as well? Oh, I don't mind it. I like his aggressive stance on business.
Middle one? Fortunately and unfortunately, just me. He has a rather straightforward view on something I don't fully agree with. I doubt it'll get better in time. But it is what it is. Still, I have a client to get to, so I won't bother you with my troubles. I know this castle can be a bit daunting for newcomers, so don't hesitate to stop by the brothel if you have any questions for me. Just head to the far right and you'll easily spot it. Well then, take care, my lady.
With a gentle nod of his head, he turned around and went on his way. Seems this place has more to it than I thought. So, I'd inherit a harem as well. Processing. I should probably figure out where I want to go next, though. Can't just stand here in the middle of the lobby.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
So, the castle library had books that upped our fighting. And training of Jagsada will probably up that too. City library and city university and brothel.
I do remember the city university having interesting stuff to it, but I feel like also you were made to go with it, go with the other apprentices to that at a later date if you don't go to it now.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a save right here.
Okay.
And I know we can just scroll back, but
Yeah,
Best
it
be-
just makes it easier.
let's try the city university. You went towards the airship dock and decided to see what the curriculum would be like at the university. After you teleported onto the school grounds, the airship left. No going back now, it seems. Fine by me. Marixa had teleported onto the other glyph beside you. It seemed she had been traveling on the airship with you, but you hadn't actually seen her until now. If Lady Zuna is receiving reports based around our performance, then there's little wisdom in leaving early. She's so blatant about it. Well then, shall we?
You walked inside the building shortly after Marixa had left.
Oh, yeah. Only 2 showed up this cycle, huh? That's fine. The pay is the same. Listen up. The name is Miss Hilda. Or Mix Hilda. My first name doesn't matter, and on that note, you don't need to introduce yourselves either. You are smart to come here and find out what subject you'll be learning. From this cycle until the matriarch chooses her heir, you'll be learning about intercanvas relations.
It makes sense.
This cycle, you will be given a general overview of humans, their worlds, and basic key differences between us. First and foremost, humans existed first. But their universes and their histories are far older than ours, and as you'll all soon learn, so is their biology.
Why?
Because Earthlings didn't receive mana until 2012. It'll be a few generations before they even begin to see its bodily influence.
Okay, but why do we look like humans? So they bleed differently.
Why do we look like humans? Well, if you listen to humans, it'll be because Daj lacked the imagination. But it's actually because we were made in Daj's image. Simple as that. The real question is if their deity also looks like us, or if said deity came into existence looking like something else completely abstract. Thinking about it, that may be why the 2 species have fundamentally different biologies. Which brings me to this. One of the key lessons to take from this course will be that no matter what some Xulians or humans may say, both Daj and the human deity are fundamentally on the same level. Their deity didn't overcomplicate their designs due to a lack of knowledge, and Daj obviously knows how to create anatomy just as complex. Daj simply wanted us to be closer resemble divinity, so he didn't even consider replicating human biological designs. At most, it's an interesting philosophical debate. Go to a human and try to critique their bodily design, and you deserve any verbal beatdown you have coming to you. Now then, let's move on to the basic things you shouldn't do in front of a human.
It was a lot to take in, but you felt you had grown all the more for it. After class had been dismissed, you and Marixa arrived at the castle lobby after having returned via airship. Learning about humans has certainly worked up an appetite. Can't lie. Same. It was clear she was heading towards the dining room, so you felt compelled to follow. One by one, you and the other apprentices matriarchs entered the dining room and took your seats. You decided to sit by the lower right corner of the table. Each seat was accompanied by glass cups with clear liquid. They had the faintest tint of purple. There were a few guards standing by every entranceway, but there were also a few men, both familiar and unfamiliar, standing along the walls at the ready. Any idea what we're having? I'm starving.
Yo, girls.
Everyone looked over to your left, towards the kitchen entrance.
This cycle will be serving you a taste of the exotic, a classic human cuisine. It's called steak. You can thank the human named Huron Vindili for the privilege. Imported food from their canvas sounds really expensive. It is, but it's a drop in the bucket for the disgustingly rich.
Consistently rude. So disappointing. She had muttered too quietly for the man to hear her, so he continued without responding.
I am the chef responsible for preparing your dinner. Name's Culliver. It's nice to see the staff are encouraged to introduce themselves here. That's optimistic. I'm introducing myself because I deserve as much.
Can't smile but claims he deserves recognition. Class act.
Mark's a stop. And if you're going to be bothering the boys over there...
He flippantly gestured his fingers towards a few of the other men in the room.
You should remember their names too.
A little more tact, Culliver.
A dainty little shit grumbling over there is Valimer.
Unbelievable.
The one next to him is Zobi, and after him, Xeris. Hello, apprentice matriarchs. It's a pleasure to meet each and every one of you.
You. Hello again. Once again, Culver acted like he hadn't heard anyone else speak.
They're here to make sure your dining experience is pleasant and comfortable. If you need anything, they can fetch it for you.
Suddenly, Xeris turned an eye towards the entrance you had arrived from. Oh, hey, Dr. Joy. Dr. Joy smiled at Xeris with a warmth that was not shared with Culver once he turned his gaze towards him.
You want me to take him?
Go for it.
I don't mind ping-ponging myself. However, do try to take a bit more pride in something outside of the kitchen. We're indulging you, but you do well not to get too ahead of yourself. Come all the way over here just to tell me that, Clint? Wish my position was determined by whose bed I warmed.
Damn.
Right then, I should be off.
Joy looked over to you and the other apprentices.
It was lovely meeting you all. I look forward to seeing each of you in better circumstances.
After a short parting nod to you all, he left the way he came.
Huh.
After scowling in Joy's general direction, Culver turned back to his audience.
Well then, for now, enjoy your purified Xala, ladies. It'll have to last you all until dinner, which will be ready shortly.
Culver returned to the kitchen without glancing back at his guests. I sure will, sweetie.
Everyone is so beautiful around here, I just can't take it.
Mood velvet.
Yeah, the suffering is never ending. The men are a bit unrefined, if you ask me.
No one did.
No one did. Rixa was right about the cook. The boy demands more from others than is reasonable. An odd curiosity that Lady Zuna would let him misbehave the way he does.
Do you believe yourself the wiser between you and the matriarch, Lady Clanice? Clanice spun herself around in her chair to glare at Valimir. Clanice turned back towards the table.
How does that saying go? Best seen, not heard. More fitting here than any other time, I suppose.
Soft.
What was that?
A. Everyone's glances zoomed towards Xe. Well, don't look at me. I didn't think of a follow-up.
My. At least give us warning before you go shouting like that.
I will absolutely make no promises. Well, Xe, I can't say this is out of character for you. Get yourself a girlfriend who accepts your madness.
I still don't get how you two managed to hit it off so fast.
Lesbians have no in between. It's either immediately or your old lady's married and
years.
still wondering if you like each other.
Yeah. Do you think she likes me? Mom, you guys have been married for 30 years, but do you think she likes me?
I need to
You have
know.
children together. You have children together. What
Yeah,
does she
but
like
maybe
me?
she was just being nice and didn't want to hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Like, damn, at least give it a week.
Nah.
Actually, if I may derail the conversation a little, Axe's outburst did remind me. Is there anything we can't do here? It appears we were given an entire world with few tools to guide us in its development.
I surmise we could do more or less anything, as long as we mind Lady Zuna's time.
I want to be part of her dating schedule, to be honest. Good, I've been wanting
Yeah.
to chat up all the boys since I got here. There's so many things to do.
Dating schedule. Oh my god.
Yo, if you snag Lady Zuna for us, I would legitimately probably fall in love with you, Jenna.
That's a mood.
Noted.
Seems unlikely. Wait. He's unfeasible, really, but best of luck. I see you graduated from a school where fun is forbidden. Hey. I do agree with you on your earlier point, however. The manner in which Lady Zuna threw us out into the wild feels almost disadvantageous. Does anyone have an idea of what plans lay churning in that head of hers?
I myself am still sorting out why she chose us to begin with.
Maybe we're the most qualified?
No.
Bless.
But either way, should we really be talking about this right now?
Say we air out our many curiosities at this table. How many of us could claim to be of any political threat? You assume too much. I presume just enough. I know where you stand amongst others, and your world, too, would fall into place.
Velvet stood up from her seat with her fingers clutching the edge of the table.
Careful. A little more of that fancy, vague insult shit, and I might have a pale bastard to educate. Pale?
Steak!
Not a moment after Valimore's panicked outburst, waiters burst out of the kitchen with gusto, hoisting into the air trays of plates filled with steak along with new glasses of Xala. Clinice adjusted her demeanor as Velvet took her seat, concluding her argument with a brief sigh.
Steak is served with flantasia and haben on the side.
Huh, we gotta stick with our own planet's veggies?
Yep. Culliver reminds me of Cora. Same shit in food service in every universe. Or every canvas. I only felt like dealing with one alien food this cycle.
Ah, well, the steak. Meat, right? Smells great. You did good, hon.
And taste it before giving your props to the chef.
I only see one option.
Yeah!
The waiters strode slightly around the room, serving the plates and glasses in their trays with cheerful vigor.
No casual sexism for me, thank you.
As your plate was set in front of you, you were able to smell the aroma that took you back to your days on Earth. Upon cutting and taking a bite of the steak, memories of visiting a 5-star restaurant and trying their steak were relived in vivid detail. Culver was easily qualified to run a top-class restaurant of his own on Earth for his steaks alone. And it appeared everyone else, regardless of their opinions on the chef, agreed in silence as they went from cautiously optimistic to ravenously devouring it all. The much more familiar vegetables were also fine, and an appropriately chosen side for the meal. The table went silent as each of you finished your meals with not a bite left on any of the plates. Once everyone had finished their dinners, most of the women left the dining room and went about their businesses elsewhere. Most of them, except for Axe, who approached you before you left the room in a somewhat subdued manner. Sorry, Jenna. I won't be able to stay with you this sleep cycle. I've got a letter to write, and it's already a little late. Sounds important. Yeah, it's for my mom. Huh. My mom isn't that big on letters. Depending on the mother, that may be a good thing. Sorry, it's a nothing sandwich, don't worry. Or at least try not to. I'm a bounce before I fuck up this flow. Flow, bounce. Shit, I done fucked up my sentence again. I'm out now. Nothing sandwich? After Axe had left, you decided to head for your room and get some sleep, hoping it would offset some future fatigue you might need to endure at more pressing times. Once you entered your room, you went straight to bed.
Don't be like that. You're a clever one. Surely you must know how this goes by now. Tell me, how old are you, boy?
17.
Easily the youngest thing in here, wouldn't you say? Doubt you so much as passed the maturity test. Shame your situation.
I'm not part of the brothel, so it doesn't matter.
Interesting. And by chance, is Lady Zuna saving your virtue for another? Yeah, this is how I feel, like the sound is exactly how I feel about reading this.
Yeah.
Perhaps a prop to show off to the other matriarchs? You most certainly have the looks for it.
You're being churlish. Please, enough of this. I'm somewhere I need to be.
Oh dear me, that's no way to speak to the lady of the castle. Or a lady of the castle, wouldn't you agree?
I give what is owed, Lady Clanice. Excuse me. He went to leave. Then the boy winced in pain as his body was pinned to the wall without warning. It seemed Clanice was very gentle to only apply enough of her Xala to keep him in place, but still overdid it.
Oh, here's the thing about that.
Let me go!
We could argue that my existence alone begets respect, but we both know that's far from the case. If I wanted to take you for myself right now, here, this very spot, not a single guard would raise her blade against me. Your words can be as sharp as they want. There's not much you can do, is there? As long as you men carry that burden between your legs. You're all but property. Tell me, is that fair?
You know it's not, Easterner.
Ah, there's the anger.
Spare me the petty theatrics. What do you want?
You claim to only give what is owed. But here's the problem with that. You don't owe anyone, well, anything. Respect, titles, all of it nothing more than games the fairer sex is forced to indulge. Daj has cursed you with being born a man. You must play the part.
Easy for you to say.
Calamer, was it? Fact is, the moment our eyes met, I knew you were the rebellious sort. And when I inherit this castle, I'll be needing your unfettered cooperation. Don't much care for whatever arrangement you and the matriarch have going on. But try me like you did at dinner ever again, and you'll find your life can, after all, be much worse.
You say that as if a woman like you has what it takes to replace Lady Zuna.
I think you may find that I am one of the only women here who even qualifies. Your inability to see that speaks volumes. Perhaps that's why the old deity made you beautiful, if nothing else. Can't see that mouth having much worth anyway. Well, unless it's down between.
She had no chance to react. The sting overwhelming all other senses, and he stepped back to touch her cheek in disbelief. Clanice glared at Valimir, visibly angry, but swiftly her countenance became wary when she realized his gaze was not on Clanice, but on whoever stood behind her. There Liz was, just 10 yards away from the whole scene.
This matter does not concern you. Move along.
With me, Sir Valimir. He complied anxiously without any sign that he was bothered by Clanice's prior words.
Where are you taking him?
Liz and Valimir were already turning around and walking away. To Lady Zuna. As I must. I'm sure the matriarch will have some words for you as well. She'll call for you sooner or later, so I will not stop you from accompanying us to her office to save her the trouble. I doubt this will be a short meeting, however, if you were wanting to get some errand done.
No, I will be joining you both.
Jolting your eyes open, you woke up from your vision.
Yeah, let's go to the office.
You hurried to Zuna's office, not knowing what to expect. When you reached her closed door, you eyed a familiar sentry. Lady Jenna. Is Valimir in there?
Yeah, let's ask.
Yes, but Lady Zuna is currently speaking with him and Lady Clanice. I'm afraid I can't let you in right now. Before the conversation could continue, the women guarding the other side of the doors opened them for the room's inhabitants to leave. It didn't take Valimir long to dash away from the lingering eyes. Clanice hurried away as well, but in the opposite direction, avoiding eye contact.
I would enter Zuna's office, maybe?
This did not stop you from entering the office, giving you confidence that it was allowed. As expected, Zuna was sitting behind her desk and in the middle of writing a letter with a pen.
Yes.
She didn't look up to see you, but she did wave her left hand to dismiss the guards and close the doors as they left. Only you and Zuna remained in the office. I don't know if I like any of these options.
No, man, this sucks.
Oh, boy.
Let's roll back.
Yeah, because I mean, this was kind of why I hesitated, because I'm not sure what we could say. One of those routes deciding
yeah.
options. Oh, so it would be. I mean, I guess
Let's hand on the flirting button.
I would.
It just seems like the wrong time to flirt.
Yeah, it seems like a wrong time to flirt, and
I think it's important to show that we side with Valamir on this. But
The heavily opposed thing. I
like,
don't know.
this kind of feels like throwing our weight around a little too much. But let's give it a.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
He didn't look up at you. Yeah. So yeah, this is
Learn
exactly
when to
what I was
interfere
like.
and- Yeah. Learn when to interfere in others' affairs, child.
Her writing persisted.
Are we done here?
Ladies, you know I know you have to do so much more than this cold exterior. Yes, does anyone know what you think about the whole slapping business? One or three?
I think 3 is more interesting to me personally. But at the same time, you know, why is that even remotely relevant to you?
If I'm going to be a matriarch, I need to also understand one. And right now, all I know is that a boy was punished for defending himself, despite how differently it would have gone if he was a woman.
Be a matriarch is to make choices you clearly are not prepared for. If you ever hope to claim my seat, best understand the situation without my help. Go. You're dismissed. Okay.
Do we want to see what the top option was?
Yeah.
I mean, top option,
Yeah.
I don't know. That one also seems a little...
I would just like to roll back the whole scene because it seems like it's kind of a trip up to just be in here. Heavily opposing does not affect the Rizuna route being unlocked. Interesting.
Did you read this? It didn't come through if you did.
Sorry, I ran real quick to get a drink because my mouth was suddenly really parched. And from where do you draw this claim?
I haven't seen everyone around here, but I quickly got the notion your staff respects you, more than they might fear you. A difficult thing for a matriarch to achieve. And if you didn't have some inherent good in you, there's no way you would have been able to establish that kind of respect. I just hate having this impression of you conflict with incidents, like seeing a boy crying out of your office because of something a woman did to him. She still didn't stop writing.
You're soft, Jenna. If you want this seat, you will need to imagine yourself doing far worse than cutting hair. Not everything you do will be just, but it will protect you and the company you keep. Go. We're done here.
Between the finality in her voice and her uninterrupted writing, it was clear she wasn't going to speak to you any further. You tightened your lips and left the office, leaving for the lobby in a hurry. Okay. I don't think opposing her is bad, because from what I remember of her, she doesn't like how things are.
Yeah.
And she definitely
Which is why
doesn't...
her brothel is kind of comparatively ethical.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the reason those options kind of made me a little wary was just because they seemed very presumptuous and potentially could be interpreted condescending, but that one seemed to go fine.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to get through to her. I'll worry about that later. Maybe there's something I can do that can take my mind off of that. That entire scene is actually safe and potentially good for route opening. Game isn't that mean. Yet.
Sorry. I'm so used to VNs just being like, go fuck yourself, actually. Like,
Oh, you
get
decided
railroaded,
to
idiot.
you decided to pick up a red flower instead of a blue one. Well, you're gonna die in 20 days.
Like, literally. Like, sometimes it's just like that. It's like, you know what? I don't get your game design philosophy there, but I have to abide by it because you wrote the game. It sucks, but shit.
Certainly.
Especially since,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, especially since this is such a political, like, politically minded game, I'm always wary, like, in the kind of choices, like, when we get to them. Because it's like, yeah, there's a lot like, that you have to think about, just because this is a more complicated sort of topic.
Suddenly, your consciousness wavered, and you nearly stumbled where you stood. Or not. It's pretty bad this time. I need to head straight to bed.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. This is the best way to keep her voice from reaching the wrong ears.
Your eyes opened, but it still felt like you were not as awake as you could be. I think that was Mara's voice. Damn it! Comes out, forgetting my visions. Even only some of them really sucks. You look towards your door. Coming.
Oh, hi.
When you opened the door, you saw Zuna and Liz standing outside your room. Without a greeting, Zuna began speaking.
This cycle, Hilda will be holding a lecture regarding all essentials for being a capable matriarch. You will be attending that lecture.
Yes, ma'am. I thought you wouldn't be dictating where we had to go. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Liz.
It appeared there was little choice in the matter. You would be heading to Zanaska University immediately.
I see some new faces. I guess that means our matriarch finally forced you all to come. The name's Miss Hilda, but Hilda was just fine. For the new faces here, my first name doesn't matter, and as you might infer, you don't particularly need to introduce yourselves either. You're here to learn and nothing else. Liz over there will be standing guard over our session, since suspicious activity has been reported recently throughout Zanaska. Now then, this cycle will be covering the most vital difference between Azulians and humans. Humans can lie. What?
Is that true, Moon?
No.
I can't believe she just lied. Maybe she's a... Alright, I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna create a paradox that's gonna break my own brain.
Yeah. That was really funny. Hold on, I got an eyelash in my eye. Okay. To show this, I have brought a handsome volunteer. Oh, hello.
Handsome
Sir.
indeed.
Yeah.
Hi.
This lovely man is named Fernell. Fernell, would you be so kind as to tell us a lie? Oh, he was mentioned earlier.
Sure. Grass on Earth is also blue and purple. It wasn't overtly painful, but it was annoying. All of his body was a momentary flash of pink. You instinctively averted your eyes. Wait, why is everyone turning away like that?
You didn't see it, but every Zulian in the room was just blinded by the pink aura you gave off. Must be blinding to go to Earth then. Damn, we lie all the time. Just about dumb shit.
Wait, I thought you said humans didn't lie!
Did I, though?
Chat,
This is just gaslighting.
did they?
This is just gaslighting. Anyway, you see, although you can lie to us to our faces, you'll radiate with blinding light. The bigger the lie, the bigger the shine. American courtrooms hate us.
With this one
God.
special trick.
Yeah. The government must hate your ass too.
I could see human court trials rushing to get rid of Xilians, yeah. Especially seers. Well, when seers aren't sleeping. Yeah, I just start sweating.
Me, I'm sweating. Not all of them need to sleep. In more cases, if they can peek into the future without even expending energy, they become susceptible to a Xala-eating disease.
What?
Caught you by surprise, eh? You heard right. Some seers can handle their powers without extra rest, but they're basically at the mercy of a disease that slowly kills them. Oh, like white mages in Final Fantasy XIV. Now is a good time as any to show you the mark all afflicted individuals will bear on their torsos. Heyo.
Oh, I'm glad that we're seeing that. Surely there's no reason for that, right? Right?
Yeah, surely! There's no reason we'll be seeing that ever again, or at all.
She conjured a late spell that formed a respectable representation of what the mark presumably looked like.
This is the visual component of Dreamer's Curse Disease, or DCD, essentially a far more serious version of the more common DFD, or Dreamer's Fatigue Disease. In short, the former will gradually eat away at the host Xala until it's depleted entirely, with the disease-causing agent perishing along with the victim. It's generally a lengthy process, but it can be expedited if said host can't keep their emotions under control.
The lecture kept going on and on and on. There was an odd amount of digs at human justice systems, that's fair.
Ha! That's fair.
If Hilda was to be believed, Earth loved its judicial farces. Still, eventually she did end up stopping for the day. Eventually.
Oh, I rambled for far longer than I had planned. Oops. Class dismissed.
Jeez. I feel like we were all punished for doing something. Kicked out? Anyone here want
I
to
don't know.
hang out and watch the knowledge away? I'm heading for Yaxada. Is anyone coming with?
I feel like you would have had to have some, like, disruptive behaviors to get a prompt in another thing, in order to get your ass kicked out. Do we want more fighting credit?
Sure.
Okay.
I was thinking of heading there myself, so I suppose there's no harm in going together.
You're gonna condescend to more men on the way? Oh, just you poor bastards, eh?
A bug? Uh-oh.
A bug! Well, now you know. Knowing is half the battle.
Little hope of sitting on that seat if I can't prove my worth. And right now, you're in the way of that.
Yeah, I am. So what? Put up those boyish fists and come at me. Ah, casual sexism.
Ready.
Yaxada then proceeded to clean shop with the both of you. There was no training, only pain. Still, you felt your body's Xala improving at least a little.
Ta-ta!
Damn it. I knew we had a ways to go, but... It's fine. Let's go. When you arrived back at the castle, you departed from your company and decided to head back to your room, the urge to sleep once more creeping up on you. Jeez, what a cycle. A cycle I'd be able to enjoy more if I... Drop it, Jenna. There's nothing you can do about it.
General Zula, to what do I owe the honor?
Oh,
Oh, now I remember.
spare the formalities. I need answers about your Grey's recent actions.
Oh boy. Can't think of a
Give her Aziz's voice.
So just me, but pissed off. Ah, yes, I did have it closed off for a time. What did you wish to know?
Pray, Matriarch Vissia, you grace me with your presence.
Speak your mind, such gallantry isn't wanted here. Those were more or less your own words, no?
Fair enough. You had one of ours, Lieutenant Noxine Glass, stand guard over the garden here. I want to know why.
Oh, she happened to be easily at hand, and the usual sentry was unable to attend her shift. No particular reason otherwise. That's eyelashes.
I mean no disrespect by this, but shouldn't you have left such matters to the many other sentries residing here?
Typically. Our grounds must be sufficiently attended to at all times, and our garden is no exception. We have had reports of a few attempted intrusions lately, therefore, right now, one can't be too careful. I had no plans for her to do anything else, if that is the source of your concern.
I see. And what was Noxine doing in Zanaska in the first place? This castle is the last place I'd expect her to be.
It's a birthday gift. She paid us enough gold for her friend to rent one of ours for a cycle. I believe she also escorted her here to Zanaska. Since Noxine herself was otherwise unoccupied during that time, she generously obliged my needy request.
Fair enough. If your intruders prove to be problematic, be sure to inform the military. Idiosyncrasies run amok in Zawa at present, and the timing for these unwanted guests you have is most unfortunate.
We will do so. I am looking into stronger methods to expose and punish anyone and everyone involved in the trespassing of my property. It won't be long before they are found and brought to heel.
Then I'll leave you to it. Sorry to have bothered you. How strange a thing. Seeing a ruler of Northern Xal here. But odd days make for odd company, it would seem. Was she here to inquire about the many curiosities regarding the garden?
Yes, but she found no knowledge for her troubles. Nothing to ponder over Artemis.
A pity. I would have so enjoyed learning more about the mysteries that surround your abode.
In time, child. Now, if you have nothing better to do, walk with me. I do appreciate good conversation and better company. Perhaps you could share your thoughts on the matter. The tension is scary.
As always, I'm at your service, my lady. Artemis walked to Visia's side and interlocked his right arm with her left, before guiding her towards the door.
Anzuna?
Visia and Artemis stopped just a foot away from the office entrance as Visia turned her head towards the woman remaining in the office.
You find the ones responsible. Remember that it is your duty to ensure that they are met with the full extent of your meat.
You woke up from your vision feeling refreshed. Not wanting to waste a rare resurgence of energy, you hurried to get dressed and leave your room to start the cycle. Greetings, Lady Jenna. You opened the door just as I arrived. I came to inform you that each of the apprentices, including you, have their own offices now. Yours will be just across your room to the right. Feel free to do official business there or hold meetings with friends or associates if you ever need to. It's also the first place people will go if they're looking for you. Thank you for the information. She gave you a brief parting nod and left to tend to her other work. There's too much to do in this damn castle. But right, best not to complain. What's next? Okay. We can check out the office.
Yeah.
And naturally, it's smaller than Lady Zuna's, but look at that view.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, this will more than suffice for the time being. You saw some papers on your desk.
Sit down and read.
After taking your seat, you were quick to notice that each paper was different. Some were blank request forms for material items, and some were blank summon requests, but all the rest were business propositions targeted towards you. So many propositions. So many. I can see how this could take all cycle. I won't do the propositions now. I'll just focus on organizing these by what's most promising and tackle them properly later. Well over an hour passed as you shuffled pages around. Truth be told, if it weren't for the constant sounds of rustling papers, you might have been unnerved by the sterile silence of the small office. The piles of papers seemed to go on and on and on. But at long last, all your papers were organized and ready to tackle in detail another time. Having worked up an appetite, you decide to grab a bite to eat. When you arrived at the dining room, you took a seat at one of the tables near the entrance.
Oh, fuck. I remember this guy, but I can't remember why. He had a brain voices. Greetings, my lady. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Proxus. I will be responsible for serving your food here in the dining room until the next sleep cycle.
My thanks. Call me Jenna. Though, are you the only one here right now?
It's been one of those times. With the sudden influx of clients, we've been short-staffed a lot recently. I'm the only one available right now to run the dining room. But someone's got to do it. The food won't serve itself, unfortunately.
And fetch me some human food, please, and quickly. I'm famished. Is Culver cooking this time? It's alright. I can fetch my own food. No need to fuss over me.
Hmm.
Bottom
Much to
one?
think about. Yeah, I think so. I see. Very well then. I'll still be in the kitchen in the event you need any help with anything.
Well, let's see what we've got to eat this time.
Are you sure, Lady Zuna? So it does interest you.
Velvet nodded.
The island has been abandoned since I was a child. There's no reason for anyone to
She trailed off.
do what you will with the information.
Zuna started walking back the way they came, only stopping to look your way.
Jenna, make sure you accompany Velvet on any ventures pertaining to Nojuk. Another set of eyes would do her well. Damn, I didn't want to drag anyone else into this. I mean, what if it's a clusterfuck?
Nah. I'm sure everything will turn out fine.
Yeah, I'm sure none of us will die.
Sure, no
Horribly.
eyes will be taken.
I best not think too hard on it. Have you heard of the island of Nojuk, Zena? I may have brought it up at some point before.
Afraid not.
Well, it's called the ruins of Nojuk now, for one thing. I was born on that island, but we had to evacuate when droplets of clear liquid began falling from the clouds above us. Scientists didn't know what it was. They've never seen anything like it before, or since. To avoid public exposure to an unknown and possibly dangerous element, we were forced to evacuate until the authorities could guarantee our safety. Apparently, stuff coming down from the clouds has never stopped. Into this cycle.
Everlasting rain.
Huh?
Call it on hunch, but on Earth there are many times their own sky cries, causing clear liquid to fall from its many clouds. The droplets in the air number in the billions at any given time. They call this phenomenon rain, and it happens so often there that it's considered a commonplace occurrence. It may be the same thing Nojuk is experiencing. The thing is, on Earth, rain is a strictly temporary, ephemeral event.
How temporary?
On average, it lasts mere hours, and even the worst case lasts no more than a cycle or two. It's almost impossible for rain to occur continuously for longer than that. Their climate just couldn't physically handle it. Not naturally, that is.
Damn. What the hell is happening in Nojuk?
What did Lady Zuna say about it?
Some soldiers spotted someone riding as Ragis to the island.
Those wild things? And it wasn't mistaken as an overgrown dragoon.
Yeah, they were sure. Enough so that there might be something weird going on at my home island. I'm going to find out what.
Same here, apparently.
Great. We leave for Nojuk after this microcycle ends. Pick you up at your room when the time comes.
Understood. By the way, why do you say micro instead of sleep cycle? You seem more like a sleep kind of woman.
Because sleep cycle is not in the official term, you boof.
Can't
Be
believe
seeing
she
you later,
called me a
then.
boof.
Yay.
With that, Velvet left the dining room. Ugh, great. Now what I've gotten roped into.
Okay.
You took out some of the leftover steak, wolfed it down, and hurried it back to your bedroom to rest. You didn't want to deal with any potential complications while fighting your fatigue. No prescient visions appeared to you as you slept. Instead, you dreamed of clouds composed of interlocking, vein-like white hands suspended in a gray void.
Creepy. Yo, you ready?
More like I just woke up. I'll be out in a moment.
Alright, meet me by the station when you're done.
With a groan, you got out of bed and put on your clothes and walked out towards the docking station.
The ruins of Nojuk are about 3 microcycles away, so we'll be taking a commercial flight from Ramostra. Ready to go?
So far away. Mind if I ask why you have such a vested interest? Not everybody has that strong of a connection to where they grew up.
Because my hometown was a place of pride and dignity. I hated leaving it. I learned so much about justice, empathy, and... She was a better person when she was in Nojuk.
Huh, who are you talking about? So you think investigating the island will lead to answers?
Who are you talking about? My mother, of course. Come on, let's get going.
After the two of you boarded Zuna's airship, it took you both to Ramastra, where you transferred to a commercial airline headed for Zadame, an island with an airship that went to the ruins of Nojuk. Oh no.
It's fine. Nothing bad will happen. Amastra. Glad we didn't run into that Zaname woman again. Might have had some choice words for her.
Words or fists? Am I the only one curious what business she had in Ramastra to begin with?
Second one seems more... Not that it matters. Probably to talk some other pretentious asshole about how important someone is based on how they blink. Amazing. That's what philosophy is all about, after all.
There was no irony in her statement. I'm in physical pain. No, but I got your back anyway.
I'm losing my shit to fucking shit. What the fuck does it mean I am in physical?
I don't know. I guess we just are hurt by her own take on it.
Oh, okay. Go on. I can't pick something. I'll take that. Guess I really don't care for people like her and what she represents. Saname is the exact kind of problem that should never be in a position like ours.
You mean the position we're not going to be too loud about?
Why do you keep wanting us to be discreet about in public spaces? Not like we're flaunting our status or something.
A hand fell in the corner of Velvet's seat, right next to her shoulder. Scary lady!
I forgot that I got the Dokis from her last time, though.
It's the blue. You
It's
can't.
the blue.
Hello, Velvet.
How do you know my name?
The woman pointed at the seat Velvet was sitting in with an expectant grin. Velvet looked back at you, looking unsure before sliding over so that the woman could sit next to her, the motion swift enough to seemingly lack hesitation. The woman kept her eyes on Velvet and ignored you entirely. Name's Mana. You don't know me, but I think you and I need to have a little chat. You started noticing other passengers and even part of the staff were quietly leaving the area. She slung her left arm around Velvet and angled her head slantwise to look towards the table inquisitively. You're not really a matriarch apprentice trying to blow our economy to hell, are ya? Not really thinking of ruining businesses and families that rely on servitude to stay afloat, are ya?
That what this is about? Ah!
Don't say anything?
I don't know. I'm scared.
I don't know. I wonder if there is a way to save Velvet's poor eye. At all.
In one hand, this feels inevitable because Velvet is very much a can't shut your fucking mouth person. We should intervene at least.
Well,
Oh, hi. That feels real gay.
looks like we missed a death.
Yeah.
Mana summoned a strange shotgun into her right hand and pointed it straight at you without so much as glancing your way.
She's glancing right now at me.
Once Velvet saw that your life was in danger, she tried to move out of Mana's grasp, but her struggles proved to be in vain.
What the hell are you?
I believe you have some questions to answer. Again, she wasn't looking at either of you.
What the fuck are we Say nothing. Ugh.
The strange woman closed her eyes and stood up from the seat. Then she turned her gun towards Velvet's head. Velvet's alarmed eyes darted towards Mana's gun. You know, it's amazing. You have any idea how many dumb bastards don't see this next part coming? Velvet rolled over the table to avoid a blast of Xala-infused bullets. You heard a shriek of pain from her as she held her bleeding right arm and stood back up on the table, jumping back to the airship floor and running towards the nearest door.
Yeah, good idea to save right now. Attack, Xala, level 3. Yay! We found another death!
Yay!
Yay!
Kudo would be so proud.
Kudo would be so proud of us! Anyway, do nothing.
There was nothing you could do but watch Mana turn her complete attention to the fleeing Velvet.
Oh, you know, this ain't too fun for me neither. Not really. You see, my family has a legacy to carry, and we prefer insurgents to get gone and stay down. Otherwise, you got yourself a cycle. Suddenly, nobody's like you gotta get got by somebody's like me. It's that happens.
You're insane!
Velvet took a ladder close to an offset wall with one arm, fueled entirely by fear to keep her pace going strong. Mana had chased Velvet up to the ship's top. You followed a short distance behind, wondering how to approach the situation. When Mana saw you climbing up, she grinned, a wide and arrogant grin, but nudged her head towards Velvet. It seemed like you would be able to approach your colleague unimpeded. A colleague who was, by all appearances, falling to her knees.
Why won't my arm heal?
Slide down to her side and use a healing spell. I told your dumbass not to bring attention to us.
It's not the time for that sort of talk.
After approaching Velvet, you hovered your hands over her arms and emitted a warm blue glow towards her. The effects of Mana's initial shot of Velvet gave you some pushback, but by exerting a bit more of your Xala, you were able to start closing the wounds. You felt your fatigue sneaking in by doing so. That arm of yours should have been blown clean off. Weird how that didn't happen. I guess you're a tougher bastard than you look. Velvet shakily climbed back onto her feet. But that doesn't matter how much... But it doesn't matter how much your Xala can take. Recovery will be quite a while you're shot by me. It was true. It was taking Velvet's arm far longer to show signs of healing than it had when Zaname's shield had sliced her skin.
Tell me something. Are you a...
Zufo? Yeah. You'd be surprised how often I'm asked those words verbatim.
Or you killed them, you mean? You and your family don't seem too big on friends.
I am for the good ones. In fact, you met one of mine already.
Didn't seem too fond of you.
Reasons to kick Zaname's sorry ass are just building up.
Oh, don't be like that. Ain't like she knew I was gonna keep my eyes peeled for you.
She deals with thugs like you. She knew enough.
Oh, now you're hurting my feelings, Velvet. It ain't like I'm the one threatening entire families. I just want to blow the head off one little apprentice.
You're so full of...
That's enough! Someone was heard approaching the airship, accompanied by the sounds of large wings flapping.
Yes!
A dragoon rider. Liz landed on the deck and hopped right off the dragoon, approaching you. Liz looked right over at Mana, who was casually approaching Liz with her shotgun resting on her shoulder. We received a message from Matriarch of Ramastra. You are not to kill Lady Zuna's apprentices. What? Seriously? You sure you didn't mishear nothing? There's a lot of foreknowledge from Ma. I mean, us being on the same exact airship at the same exact time. Or more, Ma knowing I'd want to kill an apprentice matriarch, and you knowing exactly when to step in. It makes no sense. You heard Velvet take a huge sigh of relief. A sigh that was soon followed up by an infectious smirk. Liz moved to stand beside both parties, between you and your attacker, but out of everyone's direct paths to one another. For your convenience, Lady Mana, an apprentice independent of these two heard of their incident with Zanme Liavet. Seeing how Lady Zuna Zalvant receives reports on everything that happens in her castle, it was only natural that she would learn of this. And she and my mom do talk. Shit. Shit. Mana looked back at the smiling Velvet, her eyes twitching from her own agitation. She looked back towards Liz and stared at her uniform. You ain't just a messenger, are you? I'm the head commander of the guards in Lady Zuna's keep. Hopefully that makes things clear. Mana winced. Damn. Sensing the newfound veil of protection around the two of you, Mana began restlessly pacing back and forth. All the meanwhile, she muttered the words damn to herself repeatedly. She finally stopped in front of you two. Fine, no deaths. Mana's shotgun dissipated shortly before she lifted her left arm and gave Velvet a parting flick of her fingers. Just a warning.
Somehow she doesn't die from that.
You and Velvet had no choice but to hurry back to Zanaska.
But why? Was she not stabbed in Ramastra? Surely they could have taken care of her there, and not have her wait to arrive here for treatment.
But with that, I think we will go ahead and wrap up here. Oh, this has been nice to return to, and to see the full game.
Yeah, very exciting.
I do wonder
I'm
if
so
there's
excited.
any. I guess if we have our fighting high enough, maybe we'd be able to prevent that. I don't know.
I suppose that we would be more equipped to stop her, but I feel like there would be trouble if we killed her or damaged her. Like, you know?
Yeah, that'll be something we explore once we go down one of the other paths.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to make a note of that. Okay, so
See if we can die by Matriarch getting mad that we killed her kid.
I mean, it's possible we just like knock her out or something. I would
that's true.
hope. So what do you got for this coming week?
Stuff with you and Bhutan on Wednesday?
Oh,
I think?
yep, Wednesday.
Yes. Maybe returning also to a Leaf channel with Neo Tui, though that's up in the air because their switch dock died, and there's some like scuff stuff that they're trying to deal with that. There is technically an alt way that scene ends. That wasn't just us fatally dying. Well, that's good news. God, that was funny though. Just yay, new death.
Alright, well, as for myself, tomorrow 8 p.m. EST here on YouTube, it will be Raging Loop. Then Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST on YouTube, it will be Tales of Fantasia. Then Wednesday, it's 7 p.m. EST over on Nanathotep's channel on Twitch. I will be there with Nanathotep and Moon, and we will be continuing Resident Evil 7. Thursday on the server, 9 p.m. EST, it's Star Trek Watch Along. Friday at 6 p.m. EST over on the Twitch, it's Final Fantasy V. Saturday at 9 p.m. it will be Animorphs. And then we will be back here Sunday at 8 p.m. EST with more Women of Xal. Thank you all so very much for joining us. As I mentioned before, we are doing this in celebration of the announcement of Women of Xal 2. If you look down in the description, you will see that there is a link to the Kickstarter, which I don't think has officially started yet, but you can click to let yourself be informed of when it does.
Yes.
Hope that you all have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. Toodaloo-hoo!